link with Lawrence Shankland quite regularly. I know both you and I have spoken about this. Is there any further update, please, on his future at Hearts? Or is he likely to leave? Is he likely to stay in this window? What's it looking like so far?
Yeah, it's a real difficult deal to do in January. I think his price tag is prohibitive for Rangers, and Hearts don't really want to lose Lawrence Shankland. They've offered him a record-breaking deal to try and convince him to stay at Tynecastle. He's the captain there as well. He's the real talisman. So there's no surprise that there's been interest from Rangers. He'd be somebody who would definitely be an upgrade on the strikers that they've got at Ibrox right now as well, and could be somebody to answer their goal-scoring problems. But Hearts don't really want to lose him in this window, and they're doing everything they can to keep him. So don't expect him to make that move to Rangers in this January transfer window. If he doesn't sign that new contract and offer, then things might happen in the summer with, I'm sure, Rangers continuing to keep tabs on his situation.
And Pete, we mentioned Owen Beck in terms of potentially moving to Celtic, but of course it sounds like Rangers are also interested. Of either club, which one is he more likely to join? Is there one that he might favour? Is there a club that are more likely to move for him? What are your thoughts?
I don't think there's any personal favour from Owen Beck on where he wants to go. I'm guessing from Owen Beck's perspective, he just wants to go and play regular first team football, which he did at Dundee, and he really excelled during that loan spell at Dundee as well. So it's not a bad option to have if Celtic and Rangers are both interested in him. So a lot will come down to what Liverpool want to do with Owen Beck. Do they want to keep him around and see him as being a long-term part of Jurgen Klopp's plans? But there's no doubts that left-back is a priority position for Rangers. Borna Barisic out of contract in the summer and looking more and more likely that he will end up leaving Ibrox, while there has been interest in the Turkish left-back as well. Ridan Yilmaz, has been offers from some Italian clubs in him as well, and also Galatasaray would like to bring him back to Turkey. So if there's a suitable offer made for him, he could leave before the end of the window, and that would mean Rangers would have a bit of money to spend to bring in a new left-back as well. So with possibly Yilmaz and Barisic both leaving, Rangers really do need to bring in a new left-back.
Talking of Barisic, Pete, it sounds like Leeds are interested. Do you imagine they're going to command a fee for him? Will they likely sell him, or will they let him go as a free agent at the end of the season?
I think from a business side of things, Rangers would probably prefer to cash in on him now in this January transfer window rather than letting him run down his contract. For Leeds, if there's no massive urgency to bring him in this January transfer window, they could wait until the summer and sign him on a free transfer. But Leeds are looking to strengthen in that left-back position, and Barisic would be a smart signing. He wouldn't be a huge transfer fee now due to his contract situation as well. And I think for Rangers, they would rather him move now and get a fee from him rather than let him run down his contract and leave for nothing in the summer. So it could be a deal that suits all parties.
And what sort of a fee, coming to Yilmaz, what sort of fee would he command? And then therefore, what money would Rangers then have to go and spend potentially?
Yeah, Yilmaz, obviously, I think you're probably looking around the £3 to £4 million mark for him, I think, right now. And obviously, Rangers haven't spent any actual transfer fees in this window. They got the boy from Wolves on a loan, which was a real positive deal for them as well. So they could use maybe any money from a potential sale of Yilmaz to reinvest in a new player as well. And I think for Rangers right now, obviously money is quite tight, although Philippe Clement is looking to strengthen the squad in a couple of positions. He knows he hasn't got a large transfer kitty to work with, so they might have to work and wheel and deal and move players out before they can maybe go out there and bring some new signings in.
And Sam Lammers was loaned out to FC Utrecht. First game for them, he played really, really well. Can you expect him to potentially return to Ibrox following his loan, or do you think his time at the club is likely to be over when the loan deal expires?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for Lammers to come back to Rangers and sort of prove that he was worthy of that move to Ibrox in the first place. The move just didn't work out for him, unfortunately. He really struggled for Rangers in front of goal, and I think a lot of people have already made up their minds on Lammers, which may be a bit unfair in him, but he's gone to Utrecht. He'll be hoping that he can recapture his best form there, and there's nothing to say if he was to go there and be a success that Rangers might give him a second chance at Ibrox come next summer as well. But I think there is an option in that loan deal that Utrecht could sign him on a permanent basis as well. So I think looking at it right now, I think all signals probably point to a permanent exit for Lammers in the summer.
Talking of potential other exits, Pete, John Lundstram out of contract, of course, end of the season. There was some talk that he might sign a deal. Are you expecting him to stay at Ibrox, or is he likely to go as well?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I'm sure Rangers will be sitting down with John Lundstram to see if they can agree a new deal. He's become a key man up in Glasgow, a huge fans favourite as well, and a real good player, John Lundstram. So you won't want to lose him on a free transfer. But on the flip side of that, due to his contract situation, there will be a number of clubs, not just in England. I'm sure there will be teams in Europe looking at John Lundstram as a real bargain-free transfer potentially next summer, because he really enhanced his reputation with Rangers' run to that Europa League final a couple of years ago as well. And there's not many top midfielders that you can land on a free transfer. And I'm sure this summer, if his contract is run down at Ibrox, there'll be a number of takers for him.
And how about Kemar Roofe? Of course, he's another player that looks like he might be a free agent in the summer. Is he likely to go as well?
Yeah, again, similar situation to John Lundstram. Obviously, Kemar Roofe's had his injury problems up at Rangers. Whenever he gets a run on the side, he unfortunately does seem to pick up an injury, and Rangers fans probably haven't seen the best of him as well. But if he does become a free agent in the summer when his contract expires, there will be a number of clubs ready to offer Kemar Roofe a route out of Scotland, and there'll be interest, I'm sure, in the former Leeds man from clubs in England and elsewhere. So, yeah, for Rangers, they'll be looking to sit down with the likes of Roofe and Lundstram as soon as this transfer window finishes and see what they want to do with their futures and if there's any chance that they could sign new deals.
And to wrap up, Pete, how about Abdallah Sima, of course, on loan from Brighton? When we last spoke, there was potential talk of agreeing a deal for the summer. Has that progressed at all? Is there any other news you can give us about that, please?
Again, it's an ongoing situation. Obviously, Sima's there on loan until the end of the season. Rangers are happy with that right now. They will definitely sit down and discuss things with Brighton. Probably once this transfer window does close, it'll give clubs more time to look at the plans for the summer. And there's no doubts Rangers are planning to try and keep Sima at the club on a long-term basis, and I do think Brighton would be open to his sale, but they'll just be hoping that he continues to impress, and they'll just increase his price tag and increase the number of clubs that are looking at him.
And what's his current valuation, do you think, in this market as it stands?
Yeah, obviously Brighton paid decent money for him when they did sign him from the Czech Republic a couple of seasons ago, so you're probably looking between the 10 to 15 million pound mark, I think, for somebody like Sima as well. Brighton will be looking to recoup as much as they possibly can for the forward as well. So I think that would be a reasonable fee for him as well. And again, that would be a big outlay for Rangers if they do go on and try and sign him on a permanent basis.
You've just watched a segment from Football Insider's brand new podcast, The Inside Track, with me, Lewis Pearce, alongside the guests on the show. Thanks very much for tuning in. Please do give the video a like, comment your thoughts on the topic, and feel free to share on your social media pages. If you want to listen to the full podcast episode, click the link in the description below. Keep your eyes peeled for plenty more content and exclusives here on The Inside Track.